Just waiting for you guys. Well, while I'm waiting, so apparently we've got a hurricane headed our way. So, hooray for that. It's usually not bad though. So, Category 1, Category 2, usually pretty alright. Above that, things get a little squirrely, gets a little scary. But, I don't know, by the time it gets here, it should be weak enough that we shouldn't have to worry about it. So I have no idea whether my view counter is accurate or not. Showing I've got one in here on one place, then nobody in another. Excuse me. I haven't streamed in a long time, so I hope people actually show up. And I know, be in the middle of the week, in the middle of the day, I'm probably not going to get a whole lot, but kind of the only options I have. I'm not streaming during the weekend when my kids are home. You wouldn't be able to hear anything but them. Boom, 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 boom. So, yeah, I'm not recording today. Because I gotta, since we have a hurricane on the way, I've got to go out, make sure the generator's working right. Make sure we have stuff to board up the windows if it ends up that it's gonna be that bad. Which, you just never know. They can get it wrong sometimes. But I just released a Nightwish reaction a minute ago. I've got another Kitty Noel that I've got to finish editing, get that one up. I think I've got a Tom McDonald in there too. Then I've got some beatbox reactions coming up that I'll be recording tomorrow. We're gonna be getting some Bass Ventura. Who else? Teapot. Gonna do some Teapot. I probably should stream more, that way I would know what the hell I'm doing. I know my computer's shit, so as soon as I can afford, I will be getting a new one. So here's how little I know about new computers. It had been so long since I bought one that the one I got, I have the HP all in one. So it's like a touch screen. So it's kind of like a big giant tablet. So when I bought it, I assumed that it had a tower. Boy, was I wrong. So I opened the box. I thought I got ripped off. I was kind of mad. But it just doesn't have the processing power to do the things that I want to do and the kind of stuff that I want to record. So makes things a bit choppy sometimes. What is up with this thing? It's telling me I'm offline. Kidding me? I'll be right back. All right, we're trying this thing again. I rarely ever stream, so if this ends up shutting off or bugging the hell out, then I apologize in advance. Looks like I got 3 in here according to YouTube, but according to Streamlabs, I got nobody, so I'm going to go with the 3. So how is everybody? How is everybody? If there are people in here, thank you. I know middle of the week, middle of the day is not really the best time to stream. But the alternative is the weekend when my kids are home. And trust me, you guys don't want that because you wouldn't be able to hear me. So if I got somebody in the chat here, let me know. Say hi. Doom, 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 doom. Got 4 peoples in here. All right, I got somebody in the chat. There we go. So I don't know what's going on with... I'm having a discrepancy between numbers between Streamlabs and YouTube. So, hey, it is what it is. Oh, look at that. Nicole Scolorati. There is my beautiful, beautiful wife from Brazil. Thank you, thank you. Man, I love seeing you guys from all over the place. Absolutely love it. And the thing with Brazil, I never know if it's a beatbox fan or a Nightwish fan because... you know, you guys are all over the place. Lots of beatboxers in Brazil, but lots of huge Nightwish fans in Brazil also. And that seems to be like the biggest part of my subscriber base is either beatboxers or Nightwish. I got, you know, a few others sprinkled in there also, but you guys are absolutely rabid about the stuff that you like, and I love it. All right, Nightwish included, hell yeah. Yeah, I like to try to branch out a little bit. I don't want to keep just one thing on the channel, you know. I find having a little bit more variety kind of helps expose more people to new stuff. And that's what I love about doing this. So if nobody knows, we got a hurricane heading our way. That's why I decided I'm not going to record any videos today, but instead I'm going to stream. Because I've got some stuff to do. I got to make sure that the generator is ready to go in case we lose power. See, I've got to make sure we've got some stuff outside to board up windows if it's going to be that bad. We just never know. Hurricanes are a strange thing, man. You never know how bad it's going to be until it gets there. The predictions, sometimes they're right on. Sometimes they're all over the place, you know. They've been really, really wrong before. So... always keep that in the back of your head if you're dealing with something like a hurricane. But being from Florida, the small ones we really don't care that much about just because it's kind of a part, it's a way of life here. We have hurricane parties instead. Oh yes, variety is the best. That's why nobody can ever... and it's been like this way forever. Nobody can pin me down to listening to one type of music. So I grew up out in the country. So I grew up on country music. I don't listen to as much of it now because new country is just absolute garbage. But then I got into rap and then I got into heavy metal. So, man, I like everything. You know, there's a little bit of something that I can take away from all the stuff that I listen to. And then the beatboxing thing, that really took me by surprise. So, and you guys are absolutely rabid, man. So if you guys don't know, A lot of you, if you're new here, if you don't know how this channel started out, basically like any other reaction channel. I was just kind of doing, I didn't have any subscribers at first, obviously, so I was just kind of picking stuff to react to and hoping that people would watch it. And for a long time, not really a long time, for a couple weeks, I'd say, there was just really no viewers. And then I got lucky, and the Machine Gun Kelly and Eminem beef kind of popped off, so I got into that. And under one of the videos for that, I had a guy recommend that I watch a beatbox battle, and it turned out to be Loop Station. And from that moment on, man, beatboxers just flooded this channel and helped me to grow. So that's why I do so much beatboxing, because number one, I love it, and it showcases a certain type of talent that you just don't see anywhere else. So I show lots and lots of love, and I want to become not just a reactor for beatbox stuff, but I'm an advocate, obviously. I want to spread this thing around. But I want this to be definitely mainly a beatbox channel, and I'm working on a few things right now to kind of help that along. So got some shout outs on the way from some bigger names. Got some other things coming up. I've started to learn how to beatbox now, so I've got guys going to teach me how to beatbox, and I'm going to record that and put that up. And I've actually got, like I've said before, somebody you all know and love, somebody who I've reacted to before on this channel, and who I'm in quite often. I can't even talk right now. Somebody who I'm in contact with quite a bit. So right now I have 10K and doing really good. Yeah, I agree. Let me tell you, that's not really something that I expected. I didn't really expect the channel to go anywhere when I started. So the fact that I've made, I'm gonna look at my numbers right now. It's 10. Let's see. Right now I've got 10,590 subscribers, and I haven't even been doing this for a year. So that right there is just blows my mind. I mean, there's people who have been doing YouTube for years who don't even have 1,000 yet. So the fact that I've grown that fast in that short of amount of time, man, that makes me feel really proud of what I'm doing here. Thank you guys. And then, being introduced to Nightwish was another one. So, like I said, I've been a metal fan for just a long time. And you get the certain... it got stale for a little bit. There was really nothing new coming out that I liked. And I just, for whatever reason, and I think it's because we just don't get here in America, we have the music industry pushes a certain type of music, and we just don't get exposed to a lot of other stuff that's outside of those parameters. And that goes in every genre. So when I found Nightwish, through just a request that somebody had, it blew my mind. Just the fact that they can take, the orchestra, the symphonic sound, and the metal instrumentals and the operatic vocals. It's like the perfect storm of sound, man. Absolutely love it. Hope everything goes well. I've been a foreign student in Thailand, finished. And it's become surreal since we have no such things. I appreciate that you enjoy the channel, man. I enjoy it too. I do. It's actually helped me out, and not only I make a little bit of money from it, and that helps out with bills, but it's helped I've got a little bit of social anxiety, so just recording myself and then posting it out there for people to watch, that took a lot. It really did. I'm not really comfortable with meeting new people a lot of times. So just the fact that I was able to do that, and I got used to it. I've got almost 500 of these things out now. So and then the live stream, and I'm still getting used to it. I don't do it a lot because of time. I just don't have like the extra time to do it. But I'm gonna try to change that. I know I say that every live stream, but at the very least, if I can grab my phone and do a little stream, a little short Q&A or whatever, I'm going to try to start doing that a little bit more often. But this has really helped me to kind of come out of my shell a little bit. Hello from Finland. Man, a lot of you guys from Finland. And I have a very strong feeling that has to do with Nightwish. You guys are absolutely in love with that band, and for good reason. You got something that represents your country very well. Let's see, my viewer count. I swear, Streamlabs is screwing up. All right, so it looks like I got 7 in here. All right, let's open up a little bit of a Q&A. What kind of questions you guys got for me? What do you want to know? Shadowhunter, Fairy Tale. I will definitely put that on my list of things to do. Let's see, I had a couple more requests that I want to look up because I can't remember who they were from. All right, so like I said, I've got some stuff coming from Teapot. He's a beatboxer. If you don't know who Teapot is, he runs Beatbox International. He's the founder of that channel, and I'm going to do some of his stuff. And I got to say, I'm really happy that Beatbox International was one of the first beatbox channels to actually, come and comment on the videos and actually thank me for using their content. And that's awesome because a lot of people don't feel the same. They see us reactors as parasites, which you can call it what you want. I call it if you want to, I call it more of a virus. How about that? If you want to try to use insulting language, but a virus spreads. You know what I mean? And that's what we do. I've been introduced to so much stuff that I hadn't heard before through watching reaction videos because I'm a fan of it. So I know the same thing happens on my channel. People will, they'll come here for one thing and then they'll see something else that kind of piques their interest and then they watch it. And, it turns them on to something that they had no idea about. And I think that's great. So, like I said, people are going to insult us all the time. That's fine. But a lot of artists and a lot of, people whose content gets used for reactions, they like it because it exposes more people to their stuff. Finnish seems to be a very difficult language, but it sounds nice. I think all foreign languages sound nice. I wish I could speak one. But, growing up here, I know a little bit of Spanish. Very little. I can kind of figure out what people speaking Spanish are talking about if they're speaking slow enough, which rarely ever happens because that's one of those languages, especially Mexican Spanish, is very, very fast. It's like I can tell if somebody's speaking Spanish if Spanish is not their first language because they slow it down. And then I can understand it a little bit. Who's my favorite beatboxer? I used to be able to have an answer for that question, and I just don't anymore. There are so many different styles of beatboxing. So many, so many different styles and so many different skill sets that I can't even, pick a favorite anymore. I will say that there are several that I watch more of because I like their style. So of course, Napalm is just a master of the craft. You know what I mean? And he has. So everybody, and I see this all the time when he does a stream, which he just had one yesterday. So when Napalm does a stream, everybody wants to hear his lip roll routines. I've actually found that it's cool. It sounds really good, but if you really listen to what he's doing, he has a mastery of timing and using different time signatures at the same time, and just the way that he's mastered rhythm and beat, and it's mind blowing to me. That's like the most impressive thing that he does, and that's why I like listening to his stuff because he'll have one beat going and then he'll throw another beat in there that's not even in the same time signature, which means it goes by a different rhythm pattern. And it blows my mind that he can do so many at the same time. All right, so then we have Autical, Inertia. They've just got the inward bass down, and it sounds so cool. And also they've also been really Of course, if you've been here long enough, you know that I interviewed Inertia. I interviewed Pac Max. I love both of those guys. Pac Max is a little prodigy. You know what I mean? He's so good, and he's young. Did I like metal rock before having the channel? Absolutely, man. I grew up. So like I said, I grew up in the country, so I listened to American country music for all of my childhood, and I got exposed to. I think the first rap I ever listened to was Tupac. And it seemed like just as I was getting into that, he died. And then not long after that, I got into heavy metal, Korn, Pantera, 90s stuff. Everything kind of started sounding the same, mid 2000s, and I just wasn't listening to a lot of it. So I reverted back to hip hop, but I was going more underground. I'm not really a fan of mainstream music, really at all. But yeah, I've been a metalhead for quite a long time, man. But back to the beatboxers. So Thomas Sacre is the guy from Chile. He has a very, very unique style, and I love that. He's got a mastery over a certain skill set, you know what I mean? And you can see that with different guys. They have different things that they're really, really good at, which is why I can't really pick a favorite anymore. D-Lo, I would say D-Lo is probably... I'm going to have to put him at the top right now for me, just for the simple fact that he has so many different styles that he can choose from. It's like he's got this little imaginary bag over here, and depending on who he's battling, he can go in and pull out something out of that bag and use it to counter whatever it is that they're doing. And it doesn't matter who he's up against. He'll counter with their own style. Like, he'll take their routine and use it better than they did against him, and I think it's really cool. He's very, very versatile. Codfish obviously is a genius for musicality, and again, in the battle sense, he can take and flip your own routine around on you, which is really cool. So if my most viewed video is Codfish versus Batako, and if you watch that video, you'll see why, man. The end of it was just absolutely insane, blew my mind, and that was when I was first really getting into this. What type of music do I like the most? Underground hip hop right now. I'll say and beatboxing, but as far as like music, and I'm not saying beatbox isn't music, so don't say that. But yeah, underground hip hop right now. So I like Ritz and Tech Nine. Anybody on Strange Music is really, really good. Then you got some of the newcomers that are coming out right now that are just lyrically really, really good. So Token, I'm the Real AK. Oh, excuse me, burps. Lil Dicky's another one. There's a lot of white rappers that are killing it right now. And I don't want it to sound like I only listen to white rappers, because that's not even close to the truth. But as far as what I'm listening to right now, all those guys are really, really just killing it. I had thought about doing some gaming on this channel, but I don't want to muddy it up with too much other stuff. Oh, I've got another food video coming, so I don't know if any of you guys are from Turkey, but I've got, if you go back, I've got some, me and my family eating foreign snacks together. So our last one, and it's going to be the last one for a little while, but we got snacks from Turkey, so I still have to edit that and get it up. So got that to look forward to. I'm going to go back through these comments over here. You guys have helped Nightwish to be a much more appreciated band. Reaction channels. I agree, and I'm glad somebody else says it. I just don't say it to pat myself on the back, but I agree, man. It helps to spread musical appreciation. It helps other people to be exposed to stuff that they wouldn't have otherwise been. And I think that's really important. So the Turkish food, and I would imagine like actual Turkish cuisine, is probably better. I wasn't really impressed with this round of snacks as much as I have been others. I don't know. They were a little bit bland, but it's still fun. It's still fun. What really surprised me was when we got Vegemite, which, if you don't know what Vegemite is, it's like leftover brewer's yeast. It's an Australian treat. It's like leftover brewer's yeast, and they package this stuff up, and it's super salty and very, very pungent as far as the smell goes. But I loved it. The rest of the family not so much, but I loved it. I've got one more little packet in there that I'm saving just to snack on when I just want to have some again. I have to order some more. I got it off of eBay. I think I might actually buy it from Vegemite and get a tub of that stuff. I wish I could pronounce your name. Yedelson. I hope I'm right, Yedelson. You say, I think all these reactions took Nightwish to a whole different public. I hope so. I hope they've noticed a difference. I really do. Yep, that's the first place I ever heard of it. So he says that, and you guys will be able to see it on the playback. So I don't even know why I'm repeating it, but he says he only heard about Vegemite on the song "Down Under" by Men at Work. That's the first place I ever heard of it, and I didn't know what it was for the longest time. And then I was watching one of the food channels, or one of the food shows that used to be on, which it was Bizarre Foods, I think it was, where Andrew Zimmern was in Australia, and he was trying it, and I don't think he enjoyed it all that much. However, like I said, I loved it. I actually work with an Australian guy, and he hates it. He hates it. So I told him that, I told him I loved it. So he thought that was awfully strange because usually Americans just don't like it. But I'm strange. All right. Some more questions. Come on. I would really like this stream to hit the 1 hour mark. Usually my streams end somewhere around 30 to 40 minutes. So I'd like to bring this one up to an hour if I possibly can. One of these days I'm going to actually have have a plan and have a structured kind of live stream. Okay, so even Brazil. Oh, that's right. You said you're from Brazil. Mess up. The reason I assumed that the J was a ya was because I've got so many so many European subscribers that especially like in the Scandinavian countries, that J sounds like a ya. So I just assumed that that's what it was. You blame your parents? Yeah, I do too. But I can call you GD. That's fine. Or Jetty. Jetty. All right, we'll call you Jetty. Excuse me. Is it? It's 10:30. It is 10:30 in the morning. What time is it for you guys all around the world? Patrick says, "Are you still trying to learn how to beatbox?" Yes, I am. I've been. I practice certain sounds when I'm on my own, which is rare. But I have, like I said, I have another lesson coming up from one of the more famous beatboxers. So I can't wait to that. That's gonna be it's gonna be loads of fun, I think. But I've got to make, the reason I haven't put it out yet, or the reason I haven't done it yet, is because I don't want to do them from my phone because the sound quality is absolute shit. When I did the one with Tebbles, we had to settle for using Skype on my phone, and just phone microphones are shit, especially for something like that. I want good sound. Like, I want to be able to go, and I want it to sound like that instead of the way it would sound over the phone. So as soon as I figure out how I can do it without using Skype and without using my phone, I will be coming out with that. 8:34 p.m. in Bangladesh. Can I drop a quick beat? Probably not, man. Like I said, I'm just now starting to learn. So let's see. I can do the little. Let's see. I'm just gonna go just super basic for you. You didn't listen to metal until you found Nightwish. listen, if you want to get into metal and like really get some really heavy metal, man, listen to some Pantera and go all the way back to the Cowboys from Hell album and just listen straight through and just and then progress to the next album and so on and just see how that's probably one of the most important bands in heavy metal history, in my opinion. Jetty, I do agree with that. I agree 100%. But as I said earlier, I have a very limited amount of time where I can live stream, and during the week is pretty much my only options right now because I'm not going to live stream with all the kids here because it is an absolute madhouse. And I have a small house, and there's not really a room that I can use where I can like shut the door and use as like a studio room or anything. I don't have that right now. Possibly after we move, which I'm hoping, if everything goes right, then we will be moving into a bigger place sometime after the first of the year. So I've got my fingers crossed for that. But as of right now, we're in a small house, small rooms. So my little studio area is pretty much the common area in the whole entire house. How many kids do I have? I have 3, but they are 3 loud girls. I have one that is about to be 11. I have one that is about to be 9. And I have another one that turns 3 tomorrow. All daughters. So I've got a lot of stuff to look forward to, I guess. But yeah, they're super loud, which I allow them to be loud. They can have fun, be kids. But it would be pointless for me to try to live stream. Alexinho versus Brez, is that that's the multiverse stuff, right? Because I do have a plan to get into that stuff as soon as I get back to recording. Like I said, I've got some stuff. Base Ventura wants me to do a few of his things, and then same with Teapot. So once I get those out of the way, I plan on starting on Multiverse. I've also got a paid reaction from Evan that I'm going to be recording tomorrow as well. You want to see a beard mill? It's not quite there yet. It's still a fairly short beard. It is still majestic and beautiful, but it is not at all beard mill length. Maybe once it gets like Marco length, maybe. Base Ventura is sick. Yeah, I don't know if you follow any of these guys on Instagram, but him and Audicle were live streaming together earlier on Instagram, and something happened and the stream quit, but they were beatboxing together. And yeah, I've had quite a few of the pro beatboxers reach out to me over the past few weeks. Really surprised me. And I have a sneaking suspicion that it might be Facebook doing it, and I think that's maybe because I don't know. I'm always under the assumption that the actual guys themselves are just not going to like what I'm doing because, like I said, a lot of people look at reactors as parasites or leeches, trying to make money off of other people's stuff, which we do. But number one, it's not that much money. But yeah, there's a few beatboxers who have like legit got a hold of me and friend requested me through Facebook, and some of those I think Facebook might have done. But just recently, I've had friend requests from Footbox G and Hershey. Like I said, Teapot, Base Ventura. God, there's so many more. There's like probably 4 or 5 more that I'm forgetting right now just because I don't have my phone right in front of me. But it's really cool that these guys are reaching out to me. I love it. Good afternoon from Germany. Hello, Germany. Good afternoon from Florida. Might be fun having 3 loud daughters, but also a lot of work. Yes, it is a lot of work. Especially when the 2 older ones they like to fight. They like to argue a lot. And that's very, it can be very frustrating. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to get rid of this. I'm gonna get rid of it right now just because it's not working. So you're about to see that little YouTube thing at the very top. You're about to see that disappear because apparently it's not working. And as of right now, it's just taking up space, and I'm tired of looking at it. Goodbye. Your daughter is 4. Monday is vacation. Awesome. Oh, you're going to Spain. That's awesome, man. I do want to go to Europe eventually. I have never been. So living in America, I haven't been anywhere else. I say anywhere else. I have not been overseas. I've been to Canada. I used to drive an 18-wheeler. I used to drive a big rig. So I got to drive up in Canada for a little bit. I've been down to Mexico once or twice, just like Tijuana. So I didn't really go into Mexico. Tijuana, in my opinion, is just an extension of San Diego and vice versa. Only 2 hours with the plane? Hell yeah. I'm hoping, I want to make it, and this is a big maybe and a big if, but I want to try to make it to the Grand Beatbox Battle 2020. I don't even know where they're going to have it yet, but as soon as I find out where they're holding it, I am going to try and set it up to make it there. Again, that's a big if and a big maybe. When I react to a video, is it always the first time you've seen it? So the answer I want to give you is yes. The only exception is going to be a couple of days ago, I did a Nightwish reaction. And after I released the video, it was brought to my attention that I had already reacted to that video, but I had only listened to it one time, and I didn't remember it at all. So I still got to experience the first time for a second time, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I'm not a fake reactor. I hate that, and a lot of these people that do it are shitty actors, and they go and they're trying to act like they're surprised and act like they're, seeing something for the first time when you know damn well they're not. I'm not going to do that. I've even had people, donate money and then, give me a request, and I've had to, email them back, say I already know this song, or I've already reacted to this song. So I really try to keep everything 100% genuine. You are 60 with 3 kids and 9 grandkids. Oh my God. I am 38 with 3 kids that I don't even want to think about grandkids yet. You've never been out of Brazil, and you really want to see other countries. I really want to see. I want to see Brazil. I've seen so many beautiful pictures of, the jungles and of Rio. Of course, everybody wants to go to Rio, but I actually okay. As a Brazilian, do you know the band Soulfly or Sepultura? Either one of those. Because being a metalhead myself, of course, I heard Sepultura back in the 90s, and then like late 90s, like 98, 99, Soulfly came about, and that was really cool. I got to see Soulfly in concert back in 1998. But they're Brazilian, and what's really cool about their version of metal is they have incorporated like tribal drums, and oh, you love Max Cavalera, so there we go. We have a fan right there. Yeah, dude, he's a very distinct voice, hell of a guitar player. But yeah, like I was saying, what I love about Soulfly is they've got the tribal drum sound, and just the guitars are super, super heavy. And it's all most of the lyrics are in, I'm not going to say most, it's about 50-50 Portuguese and English. But I love it. It's so unique and so cool, and especially that first Soulfly, that self-titled album, the one with the green one. It's really, really cool, man. That's an iconic album for me. You do know both and really like them? Awesome. That's really great to hear. Your dream travel is to take a trip to Australia. That is one of my... All right, so here's my top places that I want to visit. I want to visit Australia. I want to visit Brazil. It's not really safe right now, but I would like to visit certain parts of Africa, but it's a it's a touchy place around there. You know what I mean? Especially like up around Middle Eastern areas. There's just some really cool, iconic places. Like I'd love to visit Egypt. As an American, I'm really scared to go to certain places because obvious reasons. So I want to visit Rome. I'd like to visit Rome. I would like to go to Scotland. I'd like to go to oh my God, Finland, Denmark, all the Scandinavian countries. I want to visit places where my ancestry is from. So I did my my ancestry.com thing. Turns out I am English, Scottish, Irish, and Scandinavian. So I want to visit all those places. They also have tribal drums and Brazilian music influence. Awesome. Again, I will put that on my to-do list. Absolutely. But yeah, I've got just a few places that I really, really want to try to get to one day. Boom, boom, boom. Damn, we're almost at 50 minutes here. This thing's going fast. Although I know like the first 10 minutes or so don't really count because I started the stream, and again, like I said, I don't stream that much. So whenever my default settings on my channel are I either upload my videos as unlisted or as private until I can get everything set up and ready for them, and then eventually they go public. So my page for my stream, it was set to private, and I started talking and there was nobody showing up. It's like, what the hell's going on here? So I got to look and it was on private. So I had to set everything to public, and then people started showing up, and here we are. So I'm probably gonna go around like an hour and 10 minutes, unless we get into some long, deep conversation and it goes longer. Probably an hour 10. I'm gonna stop it that way. I've got like an hour of actual live stream footage. See, your neighbor visited Egypt when it was the Civil War, where tanks were in front of the hotel. Yeah, it's scary, man, and especially being an American. It's just for, like I say, for obvious reasons. There's certain parts of the world that just don't like us, and it is what it is. I think it's a stupid way to see things. That's borderline, and I know it's not technically racism, but if you don't like somebody just because they're from a certain country and you don't know anything else about them, that's a pretty asshole-ish way to be. So I understand that that's the sentiment in certain places. I just think it's stupid. It's a narrow way to look at the world. The problem that makes you not like some YouTube reactors is that they like absolutely everything. Doesn't look like they're honest. I agree. If I don't like something, I'll say it. I have before. I will again. I actually have one that I did not too long ago from a guy who was, he's a rapper, and I even said before I started it, if it's like the new style of rap, I'm probably not going to like it. And I didn't. And we were doing a trade-off. It was supposed to be, I would react to his thing, and he had like 70,000 followers on Instagram, and he was going to promote me to them. I did his song. I didn't like it, and I'm still, he hasn't done any kind of promotion for me, and he's even asked me to do something else. So, not going to happen, bro. Sorry. It's not how I operate. It's sad that anyone would be scared to visit other countries. It is. It really is. I would fear for my safety in certain places. Sad but true. Especially because I have such a wide variety of things that interest me and things that I like, that I would love to be able to go absolutely anywhere. You feel many Nightwish reactions were only for their fame and not real. I agree. I will not, absolutely will not mention any names, but there are certain channels that it seems that that's the case. They do something because they know that they have a big fan base. They've seen when those videos are made. They see how quickly people go to it, and it just doesn't seem like they really actually like it. but they're pretending that they like it to make the fans happy. I genuinely, especially when it comes to Nightwish, I genuinely absolutely love that band. Nightwish is the only, and I want to stress, the only band who has ever made me cry, and they did it twice. So one time I didn't actually like shed tears. All right, so the first one was The Poet and the Pendulum. I didn't actually cry, but I was so close to being moved to tears just from Floor's voice, and the middle part where it slows down. It sounded so beautiful that I felt like tears welling up in my eyes. They just never actually came out. And then, what was the other one? Our Decades in the Sun. That one got to me. It really did. And you can watch the video on that. It's Nightwish, Our Decades in the Sun. It's the reaction that I did to that. I wept. I cried at the end of the video when I was talking about it, because it reminded me of my dad, who passed away almost 10 years ago. And it brought up a lot of old memories while I was going over the song. And I seriously, truly cried, you know. The only band that's ever done that to me. You said Brazil is actually known for being dangerous. You're 27, lived there your whole life, never been robbed, but of course there are dangerous places. It's a huge country. I agree, and I know that there are certain places that would be completely safe, most likely, and then other places that wouldn't be, and that's going to be everywhere you go. I know, and I'm not going to make that generalization. So when I say I would be scared to visit a certain place, that's not saying that I think everybody there wants to kill me. I'm saying that, not knowing enough about an area, I know there are certain places that, just from me being who I am, my life would be in danger, and I know that. I realize that. But yeah, Brazil is definitely on my bucket list, man. Some of the most gorgeous beach scenery and jungle scenery that I've ever seen is Brazil. Danny Burke Beatbox, what is up, homeboy? Epic song and important story behind it. I agree, man. What was it? Sorry, and I'm just some of the comments. So I'm trying, and I know you said your English is not the greatest, so sometimes it is hard to understand, and that's definitely not your fault. You speak better English than I would any other language. So the fact that I can even understand you, be proud of that. Agreed. If I do end up going overseas, I would want to have some kind of a tour guide, somebody who knows what's safe. Again, I don't see that happening anytime soon. I live, me and my wife work really hard, paycheck to paycheck, so there really isn't a lot of extra money floating around. When you're a family man, you're no longer responsible for only yourself. That is one of the most true things I've ever heard. And, it's true. I lived, like, the moment I found out that we were going to have our first child, I really, I changed right then and there. I was a different person back then. I partied a lot. I did, I drank a lot, did a fair amount of certain drugs. And, as soon as I found out we were going to have kids, I was like, all right, I'm done. I have to be a father. I've got to be a role model. I have lives that depend on me now. So, and now it's just my way of life now. I don't miss my pre-children. I don't miss my pre-children life. It was just a different time. Your heart is crying, but the Amazon is burning. Yeah, so I think, and listen, anytime there's a forest fire or wildfire, it's always a bad thing. I do, however, and I don't want this to be taken the wrong way, I do, however, think that the media globally is really overhyping this thing. I don't think it's as bad as people are making it out to be. I know just people that I've spoken to are really like it's just being overhyped. You know, the media is trying to get clicks. That's what the media is. They're in the business of that. Again, yeah, it sucks, and they need to put it out. Obviously, like with any forest fire, but I don't understand why they're not accepting help. I know the president just didn't accept any help from outside countries. Told him that he didn't want it, that they're a sovereign nation, and I don't know. I don't want to get into politics on this channel. I have a separate channel for that. But yeah, I do hope they get the fires put out. It does suck. You know, there's animals that are being killed and species that are in trouble. I get that. But the thing is about fires, after the fire's over, stuff regrows, and it regrows fast. And I know a lot of those were controlled burns from the farmers. So it's just one of those things that happens all the time. It's a serious situation, but for political reasons, yeah, and that's exactly what I've been saying. And I got so much hate from even like just people that I actually know in real life, you know, talking about it. But yeah, it's political reasons. They overhype stuff. I hate it. You're a German guy and love politics. So listen, I have another channel. If you go scroll through my videos, I have, I think I made a video promoting this other channel. It's going to be a more politically driven channel. I've only got a couple videos up. I planned on doing one for that channel today. It's not going to happen. I don't have enough time. But that one's going to be mainly politics. Still a small channel, like 35 subscribers. Do I play any instruments? No, I do not. When I was younger, I wanted to learn how to play guitar. I messed around for a little while. I just never really took an interest in it. I tried. It didn't happen, so I wasn't going to try to force it. You know, if I wasn't into it, I wasn't into it. And I wasn't going to put the time in to actually take and learn how to do it. Absolutely, yes. I will be getting to some more Barry Wong on America's Got Talent. I will 100% follow that because that's doing just a great thing for the beatbox community. It's bringing more attention to it than anything else right now. It's bringing more people into the world of beatboxing than anything else is right now, and I think that's so awesome. I think if I saw the other day somebody is doing some a cappella stuff that's going to be on TV. Somebody back me up on that. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think I saw it might have been Gene or somebody else. I can't remember. Do I have a plan to have a Patreon? I actually do have a Patreon. Actually, at the beginning of all my videos, it shows my Patreon link. So if you want to check that out. I've only got a couple patrons. That's fine. I don't expect for it to blow up and be something huge right now. But it's something there for people that want early access to stuff. That's what I'm using it for right now. That's the only real thing I have to offer on there as far as... I don't make any extra content, so there's nothing exclusive. And it's just a few $1 per month thing. Let's see. Do I like medieval music? All right, so I like all types of music. I like medieval influence to music. So, of course, like the old folky, European folky type of stuff. I like it. It's not something I wouldn't just listen to like that kind of music, but definitely stuff that has the influences of the older stuff, like Ailstorm. I'm sure some of you know who Ailstorm is. I'm glad I've opened your ears to beatbox, man. That makes me happy. Speaking of Gene, his new showcase was incredible. The Loop Station. So is that what I did something of his not too long ago, and I saw Swiss Beatbox put up a post. And I saw like a little snippet of it, either on Instagram or Twitter or something like that. And I know I did something of Gene's where he was doing the drum machine and the loops and all that. And is this something different, or is it from that same performance? I have no idea what that says. What I do for a living. So a lot of you might think that I'm a cook, and I was for a long time. I cooked in restaurants for about 15 years or so. And if you know anybody who's been in the food industry for a while, it's very high pressure. Uh, it tends to once you've been in it for a while, it takes a toll on your overall demeanor and your attitude. And I just got to where I was unhappy all the time. Just the thought of going to work just made me angry. So I decided to get out of there, and I got a job with Walmart. So right now I'm unloading trucks in the back room and then stocking shelves after that. I'm trying to move up into management, so I should be there soon. There's really not a whole lot of ambitious people that I work with, so I don't think it's going to be hard to advance up there. But yeah, I didn't think I was going to like retail work. It was when I first started, it was just kind of a thing that I'm going to do this for a while until I find something that I like, and I actually like it. So I'm a Walmart man right now. So where I'm going to be going very soon. I'll let you out in a minute. Hold on. Dog's bugging me to go out. Nah, screw it. All right, I'll be right back. I got to let the dog out. Yes, Pony, I'm live now. I've been live for an hour. It is good doing something that I like, and I used to like cooking. I did for a long time. I loved cooking. I still like cooking at home. I can't do it in a restaurant, at least not right now. It took a toll on me, man. I'm still recovering from it. I think it kind of put me like in a depressed place. I haven't really been in the best frame of mind lately, and the change in work has really helped. It's okay. You're allowed to be slow. So for you guys that see Pony of the Village over here, she lives very close to me. She lives in the same town as I. And how you feel about this hurricane coming? I'm not really worried about it. What about you? It's kind of exciting, actually, I think. As long as it doesn't get too bad. It's like you see the force of Mother Nature, man. You actually you appreciate it when you live through something like that. And like I said, living here, I've lived through a lot of small hurricanes. Back when Hurricane Charlie, excuse me, I've been talking for over an hour. Back when Hurricane Charlie came through, I lived up in Indiana. So I missed that one. Not so worried, just concerned about the power. Well, look, since you're close by, I don't know if you guys have a generator, but if it comes down to it, I know you guys have kids, so you guys are more than welcome to come over here. We got a generator. The power goes out, so that's open. So let me tell you, having a generator is a lifesaver. So anybody that has to live through hurricanes or anything where you got the possibility that you could be out of power for a while, having a generator is such a lifesaver, man. It can save. So when Hurricane Irma came through a couple of years ago, it was a small hurricane, but it did quite a bit of damage from the wind. A lot of old trees, especially in my old neighborhood. We were out of power for 9 days, I think it was. We didn't have any power, but we had the generator. It took a lot of gas, but all of our food was able to be saved because we started the generator, plugged in the refrigerator into that, and all of our stuff was good. We could we could charge our phones, all that good stuff. Thanks for that. You'll bring food. Hey, like I said, man, if it comes down to it, you guys are out of power. We've got a generator. We'd be glad to have you over here. Yeah, Irma was not my first hurricane, but it was my kid's first hurricane, and they were a little scared, but they actually slept through it. When it hit, it was nighttime, and they slept through damn near the whole thing. Like, it was a little windy whenever they woke up, or I'm sorry, whenever they went to bed. But I stayed up through the main part of it. I would not have been able to actually go to sleep. I wanted to stay alert just in case of anything. It's a small town where we live. We live in St. Petersburg, Florida. I would not say it's a small town. It's not like a big metropolitan area. But it's, I don't know, medium-sized city. Now, for me, this is like big city stuff here. Because like I said, I'm from the country. I grew up on a 3,000-acre cattle ranch. And it's just a totally different thing. My closest neighbor was over a mile away. Here, my closest neighbor, I could open my door and spit and hit their house. So I'm still not used to city life yet. I miss living in the woods. So where I grew up at nighttime, you step outside, you hear crickets, frogs, whippoorwills, and a whippoorwill is a type of bird. Cicadas. Here, it's you hear traffic and horns and trains and sirens. It's just it's a whole different thing for me. You went for a walk on the beach before Irma to check on marine mammals. Yeah, it's the erosion here was messed up. I don't know if you ever got out there after the storm, but over like behind trade winds, all the way out to the jetties. The beach was like just so messed up. They had like a wall where the beach got washed down. It was like a 6 or 7 foot wall of sand. Finish the 7 to smoke reactions. Don't be lazy. Yeah, I did get off of those, but it is what it is. Ended up getting a whole bunch of paid stuff. And then I had some other stuff I wanted to get to. I'll get there eventually. But I am the farthest thing from lazy. You're in study hall right now? Well, I feel honored and flattered that you would be listening to my live stream in study hall. I appreciate it. What time is it? It's 11 o'clock. All right, I think I'm going to take a couple more questions. Then I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. I hit my mark. I wanted to do an hour. Did a little bit over that. So that makes me happy. So if you guys got any more questions, now would be the time to get those in. And remember, I've got some other stuff coming up. I've got another beatbox lesson coming up. That's going to be really cool. I can't wait. Got, let's see, reactions I got coming up for you. So I just put out another Night Wish today. I did Song of Myself earlier. I released it. I did it a few days back. So there's that one. I've got another Katie Noel called Snow White. I've got Tom McDonald that just came out not too long ago. That one's going to be out probably tomorrow or the day after. And then I got like tomorrow I'm going to try to get a bunch. I'm going to try to record at least 10 videos tomorrow. Hopefully. You've been a correctional officer for years, present rank sergeant. After years of doing this, felt your heart turn to stone. Night wish softened it. Hey, that happens, man. Like I said, that kind of happened to me with cooking. You know, just being in a kitchen, you turn into a really callous individual. Now, kitchens are great for, you know, a good sense of humor. You know, everything is everything's on the table. You know, it's a pretty rough place. There's a meme that I've seen that compares front of the house to back of the house in a restaurant. So, front of the house, everybody. The meme showed everybody in like suits and ties and in like a relaxed atmosphere, and then for back of the house, it showed a bunch of pirates. And that's pretty much it. But I was a manager in a kitchen for about 5 years, and that's rough, man. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of extra work. I wasn't appreciated very well, and I did a lot of stuff, man. I kept that place going for a little bit, and I think that's probably what soured me on it, because the next cooking job I got, I wasn't feeling it. I stayed there for about 8 or 9 months, and then I just decided I got to get out of this, man. I need to do something else. I'm glad I did, because I'm liking what I'm doing right now, and I think there's room for advancement, and I'm appreciated, you know. And it shows, you know. So you're not going to ask who's better, because that's pointless. But who do I like most, Tarja or Floor? I'm going to say Floor. Now, like I've said before, Tarja has a beautiful voice, and I would never take that away. But Floor fits the band better, I think. And again, that's my opinion. But I think she fits the band. She has that metal. You know what I mean? She's got that metal thing. And Tarja just didn't have that for me. From the stuff that I've heard, again, she's got a beautiful classical voice. But as far as being a fit for symphonic metal, I think Floor's got it for me. Plus, Floor's tone, and I know a lot of it has to do with preference, but the tone of her voice when she sings, it is, for me, it's so soothing and beautiful, and it is probably the most beautiful singing voice I have ever heard in my life. And that's real. So I can't really say that one's better. They're just different. But my preference would be Floor, just because it's, like I said, but how soothing and beautiful her voice is. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I want to thank everybody who has hung out. I know some of you have been here since the stream started, and that's really awesome. I appreciate everybody. Really do. Like I said, I'm going to try to get some more of these in a little bit more often. I don't do it as often as I would like. What do I think of the tag team loop station? I'm so hyped for it. I can't wait to see what happens with it. I think it's going to be a good thing. I think it's going to draw in a lot more people, a different audience. I think, my opinion. Yes, everybody be safe. If you're in any area that's going to be affected by this hurricane, or any other ones that might come out this hurricane season, make sure you're prepared. Have water, have canned food, generators if possible. Again, Pony, if you guys lose power, get a hold of me. You know how to get a hold of me. You guys can absolutely come over, and we'll let you bunk here until they get everything straightened out. So, all right. Again, thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate it. Love you all. More content coming out. I'm out of here. Peace.